Good morning, everyone. I thought today I had a whole bunch of things to talk about, which I hardly talk about. I'm on my way to for the second course of the class that I need to take in order to qualify for the financial aid. Well, that's not financial aid. Hopefully, it's the department will have funds for people like me to get a class so we can go back to school, or at least so I can go back to school. Hopefully, there's funds available for me. But there has to be two classes in order to qualify for this, plus all the other paperwork that we need to fill. So today is the second Thursday of the classes I need to take.
To give you a little bit more information.
What makes a great resume and a great cover letter? What's important to know is that these are marketing documents. It's also important to know that the average employer now takes up only about 7 seconds. So they're not reading these resumes, they're skimming these resumes. So they need to know right off the bat how you add value. So here's a great example of a recent alum's resume. It's one page, although 2 pages would be fine. This person has their contact information. They are then listing their education, although it's possible to put the education at the bottom. You need to ask yourself, is it my education that's more marketable, or is it my experience? This is also a good resume because rather than just a mini job description in the experience section, this former student is using what we call accomplishment statements to describe his experience. Basically, three criteria. You want to begin with a nice, strong action verb. And in our resume writing handout, we have a list of 100 plus action verbs. Then, as you write each of your sentences or phrases, you want to say to yourself, so what? Big deal. So I did that. How did I make a difference? Did I increase anything, decrease, modify, or change? So if it's possible to pull out accomplishments and results. And the third criteria would be to quantify information. Here's another strong example of a resume. What I like about what the student did is in the experience section, she has strong action verbs, she has strong results, but she also has strong numbers. She was able to quantify her results and accomplishments. In terms of cover letters, it's important again to know that this is another marketing document, relevant, should be one page, and should be a highly customized document. And basically, a cover letter is answering two questions. Why you for that specific position at that specific organization? So it's certainly important to have a strong resume and a cover letter, but it's important to remember that the number one job search strategy is networking, and you don't want to have an entirely reactive job search, just reacting to jobs that are posted on internet job boards, for example. The problem is you don't know them, they don't know you, your odds of being called in are probably slim. So I highly encourage you to implement networking, to conduct a series of informational meetings. So in fact, they're meeting you first, and then your resume comes along. And it's more of a placeholder, and then it doesn't weigh as much.
Resume development is a format. Just there's three formats of a resume that we have. It's chronological, punctual, hybrid, and I think it is, what was the other one? In, furthermore, I'll give you more information. Just to make sure when you create your resume, just have it very basic, font size. Make like the name and the title and everything 16 points, and just the information inside it and everything 12 points. Don't make it like it. Sometimes they make it so much large of the name and the information on the top that they think that that's how they're going to be identified. That's how they're going to be able to recognize. Summary objectives, target to summary as closely as possible to the specific job or position which you are applying. Everything counts, select experiences and qualifications that relates and support the summary of objective. Like I said before, and she also said, if you have like a sales, just try to put in a good word, in a way of explaining a little bit more. How is it that you increase your sales? How is it that you increased it from you know from one year to another? How is it that you have of your system, you made a cost of less of using the products or anything like that? Okay. Order or information, list of the most important qualifications first, education, experiences, depending individuals of industry. If your position what you're applying for is based, you think your experiences will talk about more of, so they can be able to select for you to say, yeah, you're the right candidate, say the experiences first, or if your education, because you have a bachelor, master, or something, we'll talk about more, and then you go into the experiences. Okay. Make a draft, brainstorm, make a draft of all the highlights and everything what you have done, so that way you can be able to create your resume. But sometimes we read it more than once. Sometimes we end up like missing something, that maybe a misspell, or maybe a word that is not supposed to be there. Uh, so we ask for you to be able to uh, read it as much time that you have, and be able to provide it to someone else that they can give you a review or give you their feedback. The skills and abilities, choose action-oriented statements beginning with a verb. Example, operating cash, register, greeted customers, stock shelf, graded paper, organize fundraisers for promotions. The mechanical, just we ask for you to submit or give only one page, condense as much as you can, condense it in one page. In some cases, sometimes employers ask for history of your salary. That's when you come up with the second page. But most of the time, what they're focusing to is only your first, for the last 5 years of experiences. That's why we recommend for you to condense everything and just make it as possible in one page. Using margins, make sure that the margins are the same, highlight the same margin that you have top and bottom, left and right. Or sometimes the top and bottom will be like ½ inch each side, but then on the left and right will be maybe less than a ½ inch. Proofread your resume, and then have some review it before submitting to the employer. We recommend just a regular white paper, plain. Make it just white. Sometimes they ask, I've seen some other clients, they ask that they can submit their resume on the heavy stock, just because that way they can be able to notice that the employer or the interviewer will be able to know, oh, because he's the one who sent it out as a heavy stock. No, it doesn't work with the thickness of the paper, is what's inside the resume. Copies, storing your personal emails, flash drive, and hard copy in protective sleeves for safekeeping. Keep copies available for updating your future use. Make sure when you come into your interview and everything, have more than one copy, because don't think that it's the interviewer or the employer is gonna have a copy of your resume just because you submit it. They're gonna come in and empty-handed, and they'll probably ask you if you have a resume, so that way they can be able to see if you're ready. Okay. And sometimes, like I said, it's better to have your resume on your email, so that way you can be able to retrieve it anywhere. If you need to edit or something, you can just go to the library or somewhere. You can be able to edit. The reason, and then, now that we have the flash drive, you can be able to have your flash drive. But most of the time, they'll come in, with the resume or wrinkle with the bandit, on the sides and everything. So that tells your interviewer or the employer, you're not you're not prepared. You don't keep. It doesn't talk about good about you. These are the samples of bad resumes. As you can see, this is very basic. Where back in the day it used to be call jobs. They used to provide you a format and everything. It doesn't have any of the information, only your name and then maybe of a little bit of experience that you have. That one, would someone be interested to read your resume through there? No, because everything is so little and everything together. No borders, please. Don't highlight, lines through it. It's just to make a difference, to show them that there is a separation. Please don't put photos unless you're in the entertainment industry. That sometimes they ask you for you to. They want to know who you are and everything. Have it there. But if you're uh, applying for any other position, in this warehouse administration, all that, no borders and no photos. These are some of the keywords the lady was talking on the video. When you create your bullets and everything, have this is some of the words that we provide. For if you're in accounting skills, use analyze, auditor, projected. If you're in the office skills, use the generated, recorded it, or approved. You get a copy of this once we're done, okay? So, all right. Right. Yes. Quantify shipments, billing one sales region in a company driving up a revenue from 7 million to 12 million in 2 years. That's how you can tell. You're telling them, what the difference is that since you were hired for that position. Deliver profit margin 7% above company average. Achieve 11 million revenue by optimizing productivity and restoring regional division. The cost of 20% of a cost after redesigning administrative and office procedures. Remember I was telling you before, maybe your system in the previous employment or position, your cost, you made it less, to use for the product. Restructures staffing model for 10 locations and improved productivity of 28%. These are the resume style, the chronological resume. Good for those with 2 positions in the recent 10 years. You have a solid work history with a limited or no gaps in employment. Best for those that move up to a career ladder, it shows career growth. Disadvantages. Gaps in employment may stand out of their significant breaks in dates. Frequent job change may lead to employer to assume that you will not stay in the position. If you lack work experiences, there may not be enough information to support you. What that means is that if you've been with the company so many, for the last 5 years, you've been jumping, from position to another, there's a different format that we're going to provide you to. It doesn't say that you're not responsible and you're not dedicated to the job. It's just that, some of the companies, they only give you like a certain time. They give you some kind of like a project, maybe only for 2 years. Within 2 years, that, and they say, thank you so much. Go ahead. This is a format, chronological resume example. The one that I was telling you that is for job seekers who have had 2 jobs in the recent 10 years. Functional resume. Advantage. Career changes, skills, accomplishments are more relevant than history. High gaps in employment history. Limited work experience or returning to the workforce. The job you are applying for requires a specific skill set. Disguise unrelated job history. Disadvantage. When applying online, some websites might require to use chronological resume instead of a functional resume. Some companies focus more on the dates and years of experiences job seekers has. And this is the other format. Resume style is combination of a hybrid resume. Provides employers with a chronological format, emphasizes your experiences and achievements, drag attention away from inconsistent dates or work history. Disadvantages, repetitive, is similar skills applied to different positions. Combination resume can be longer than the chronological and final formats, and you'll see the difference. See that you can see job seeker changes industry. Like for example, you're a teacher for 10 years. Somehow, the LAUSD and all those, school departments, they don't have any more positions. They only have like a part-time, like substitute teachers. So you have to jump into maybe into salesperson or to administrative assistant. Examples of references. Make sure your references know that you are willing to use them as a references. What's your name, sir?
Hey, James. James?
James? If they call one of your references, what is he or she's going to say about you?
They're prepared. They're going to say that I was consistent at my work long term for 10 years and that I was handled the clients very well and attention to detail, very specific in my documentation, and I was able to get along with people. One of my 2 weeks ago, my best reference, he died of a heart attack, so I'll have to find another one.
Oh yeah, you heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to look for someone else, right?
Yeah, I have to go back further history, so I'm being nice to all my previous people I worked with.
Great.
Please.
So you did prepare. Did you prepare them or?
Yeah, I prepared
Or this
them.
is something
I
that
called them and emailed them to see if it would be okay if I use them as a reference. Most people are very cooperative. They like to, feel important. So.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking, great, that's great. It talks more than, usually they only want to know that as long as they have something to say about you, very briefly,
Yeah.
they need to say that reliable,
Right.
punctual, organized, team player,
Yeah.
And honest. As long as they can say those 5 things,
Mm-hmm.
you're good, you'll be able to have a good references.
Right.
But don't put references like your brother, your sister, or something, unless if your brother, your sister is a teacher, is a human resource, someone like in a higher position, be able to speak about you,
Yeah.
Yeah. It says here on our information, don't put relatives, family members or anything like that. But like I said, it all depends.
If they're in the professional field.
No, go ahead. Before. No, I have not finished with that. Make sure your has accurate account information. Don't list family or friends references. This gives you an impression that you don't have legitimate references. Provide your references list of a separate page. Have your references with you when you come into the interview, but don't just because you're in an interview, just go ahead and you're gonna hang out. No, unless if you're asked for it, that if you have any references, and then just provide them. Just be ready. Do not add, to resume references upon, back in the days, we used to put at the end, references upon request, we already, it's not, recommended, we shouldn't put it anymore, okay. This is a cover letter. This is just to say, if you can find out, what the name of the person who is, giving you the interview, or if you can find out, within the interview, find out the name of the manager or the, human resource department manager, so that way you can be able to say, thank you, for providing me the time and providing me, an opportunity for going through the interview and everything. That talks about you, that you're very interested, that you're ready, and everything. If you don't have a card, you can always go to the 99-cent store, get those little cards as a thank you. You can just, hang it out, like you just giving out your business card. Yeah, so you can, that way, maybe out of, 20 people that have been interviewed, you're the only one who came up with a, thank you card. You'll probably be the one that is gonna be calling you, letting you know, about your status. If you don't have a card, like I said, try to get the business card from the person who's giving you an interview and everything, so that way you can send them back an email to appreciate, the time. And like I said, out of 20 people that have been interviewed, you're the only one who responded, send a thank you, email. Who knows, that thank you, card or the email will be able to say, he's the type, he's the right candidate that we're looking for. And this is the format of a thank you letter. Like I said, you'll get a copy of it. And these are the resources that we provide. Especially what I recommend is for you to know a little bit more about labor market information website. The labor market information will tell you, how much is the wages of, the position that you're applying, and how is it likely to that position, grow within 5 years to 10 years. If you think it is increasing, that's why they have, Los Angeles County as a person who goes through that, to be able to analyze and be able to see what the growth is, with the industry or the position that you're applying. And also, we have on the online. On the online, you can be able to see, be able to type the name of the position that you are, and then you can be able to see what the job duties, and it gives you a bullet. You can, copy it and everything. And some other. Well, we're done with the, resume workshop. Have any questions? Yes.
Will we get a printout of some of the main points there? 'Cause I'm
Yes,
not gonna be
you'll
able to
get a
remember
copy right now.
Okay.
You'll get a copy right now. And I know you already have received that information about, we are out of, training funds and everything. Yes, go ahead, Jen.
What, at the end of the day, because I brought some documentation, I'd like to move forward in getting a caseworker today.
Okay.
How can that happen? If 2 weeks ago I was.
You filled out a package last week?
I did fill out forms, I don't know how far I got into it.
You remember filling out a package like this?
I did.
Oh,
I don't think I
somebody else
did.
will sign
Okay.
this for you.
So you'll get it,
Yeah, somebody else.
you'll get it today, you fill it out as much as you can.
Okay.
So that way we can be able to get your information, and there will be a case manager or a career coach who will be assigned to you, but you won't be able to see him or talk to him today.
Okay.
You have a week that he or she is going to get in contact with you and let you know what's the next step. Okay? Like I said, I know in the past I've been asked, if we have any other list of our locations and everything there,
Thank you.
so that you can be able to get assist with the training funds and all that. One of my, well, the young lady who gave the orientation earlier, provided me, and I know she probably already gave you this information. You can go online and go to the career one stop website, and you will see a list of, a list of the locations that you can be able to call them and ask them if they have funds available. Okay? Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for having this moment. Also, I just wanted to ask you, whoever has completed the second workshop, raise your hand. Okay. So you've already filled out a package, right?
Yes.
Last week.
No, we just did these today, we had this appointment started at 9 o'clock.
You did fill out a package.
Yeah,
Who filled out a package
With
last week?
PCA.
Okay,
I did.
it's 3 people. Okay. All right.
Sign on it, please.
Oh,
Okay, but those 3 people that they fill out a package, can you come and sit right over here, please? And everyone else, remember that list we provide you for orientation, that you need to bring the documents. And that blue form is at the last page. Remember, she went over the eligibilities documents that you need to bring in so that way we can enroll you to the program. It is listed.
This is the packet, this is because you want to enroll in our program. No, not training, this is into our program.
Are you taking copies of?
I did not say that, okay, so, people who's filling the packet, I'm gonna give you step-by-step instructions and how to fill this out. Okay, so, on the, when you attended orientation, the back page, that's a general item that we need to collect. So if you have anything that's on this list, please pull it out. Social security card, ID, or passport, if you're collecting UI, any letter from EDD, resume, layoff letter, if any, everything that's on the list that applies to you that you have right now, please pull it out. And Elizabeth will collect them to make copies and then come back to return your original. Okay, so, there was a post-it going around?
Yeah, it was.
She did collect it.
Your name?
John Cisneros. Okay. Okay. He's going to get okay.
These ones, David?
Yes. Yes, the one. Thank you. And your name?
Luz Menchaca.
Okay.
I brought them up for you. I needed.
Let me get
Thank you. All of this is not.
Not today, not today. Yeah,
John
whatever that
Cisneros,
you
let
have
me
on
go
hand,
get
whatever.
your case manager, okay?
And Alberta, I'm your case manager, Alberta, right now. If you want, you can follow me this way.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can follow me this. No,
Oh.
them
No,
too.
right now.
Because I'm gonna get Gabriel Pena. There's a 20 minutes from last week. Okay. Okay. Have a seat. Have a seat, ma'am.
Time for test. So poor me, I forgot to bring my social security card and pay stubs. So I'm going back home to collect that, and then come right back to the program. That's what's going on. Well, I always start with well or or. You stop that. Just finished the program class schedule that I had today. More paperwork, and unfortunately, they don't have any funds for me to start to go to school. And what they're gonna be doing is they're going to find a job for me somewhere in the construction industry. And he'll be able to tell me sometime on Tuesday or so. So that's about 5 days or so. Well, at least I'll be getting a job pretty soon, if it goes through. If not, then I mean, I'm still looking for a job. Don't get me wrong. But we'll see what happens. And if I do get that, I'll save money so I can go take a class. Save enough money to take a class, and so I can I can go to class and be paying rent, and don't have to worry about money. Or unless something major happens, like if my vehicle gets damaged, mechanical stuff. And I do need to save a little bit extra money for maintenance, which is not going to be much, but still, might as well have that little buffer just in case. Well, that's it. That's all for right now, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and please like, subscribe, and share if you like, and also help me on my channel. You can help me by looking at the videos and liking them, and by sharing the videos. That's the best way you can help me out. Until next time, guys.